This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona. Brother Mike is back on the radio. Welcome to Filthy Fridays on Hardcore. Got a nasty one for you today. Today's Bible study. Die, gas pumper, die. Hey, will you call somebody and tell them not to tune in to the radio program today? This one's nasty. This is just for us. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. Been a counselor for 42 years, if you can believe that. Also been on the radio for over 20 years. I think I've been on almost 21 now, a couple months shy. And thanks to your support, thank you for hitting the PayPal button when you go to the website. We're very grateful for that. On the website, hardcorechristianity.com, you'll see all of our services. We have 2 live services every week, Thursday and Friday nights at 7 p.m. Arizona Pacific Time. We have 2 Zoom services every week, Tuesday and Wednesday nights, 6:30 and 6 p.m. respectively, Arizona and Pacific Time. You can get healed at home, friend. You don't even need to come to the Deliverance Center. You could be in England and get healed at the Arizona Deliverance Center. Just tune into one of the Zoom services. It's amazing how many people are getting the Holy Ghost on those services. You can send me an email, Mike at hardcorechristianity.com. I'll respond immediately. I'll also send you a religious exemption for the next vaccine hoax. I'll send you the miracle list, a step-by-step guide for healing and deliverance that works 100% of the time. Remember my Sunday morning podcast. It's at 9 o'clock Arizona and Pacific Time. Just go to twitch.tv and put in HCCADC and you are there. Die, you gas pumper, you die. Do you remember that movie? All right, you probably don't. As you figured out, I'm an older person. And years ago, when I was in graduate school, I worked part-time at the movie theater in Emporia, Kansas. It was called the Petite Twin Theater. I was the assistant manager there. And a movie came out that blew the city away. It was called The Jerk. Steve Martin was in it, and you would not have believed how popular this movie was. We had standing room only, I think, for over 2 weeks to get in to see this movie, The Jerk with Steve Martin. Did you happen to see it? Do you happen to remember it? Well, there's a scene in there where a psycho is loose, and he's got a deer rifle with a scope on it. And he decides he wants to kill a gas station attendant that day. And he's hiding on the hill across the street from the gas station where Steve Martin is working. Steve Martin is working, and he's out on the island working with a car, and this psycho across the street starts to fire this deer rifle with a scope on it, and he can't hit him. The guy's a terrible shot, and he fires a shot, and then he fires another one, and he screams out, "Die, gas pumper, die." And Steve Martin looks at the bullets. He doesn't know where they're coming from. They keep hitting the oil cans, and he suddenly dawns on the jerk that somebody hates those cans. Did you happen to see that movie? You didn't see it? Oh, nuts. I should have used a different example. That's exactly what America is saying to you right now, and only you're not a gas pumper. They're just using the words die, die. 15 years ago on this radio program, 10:10 a.m. KXXT Christian Radio, I did a radio program with one of my famous predictions on them. And as you know, 99% of my predictions all come true. And this one did. I told you 15 years ago that physician-assisted suicide and euthanasia was going to spread in the United States, and that someday it would be the law of the land. That radio program I did about the Canadian healthcare system and about their physician-assisted suicide system. And I said, this is going to come to America. Well, guess what happened? Oregon, Washington, Montana, Vermont, California, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Hawaii, New Jersey, Maine, New Mexico. What do they have now? Anybody want to take a wild guess? Physician-assisted suicide. Okay, do they have euthanasia? No, they do not. The United States, under homicide laws, has also included euthanasia under homicide. So nobody has the ability to implement euthanasia. But physician-assisted suicide is now spreading throughout the United States, just exactly what I predicted. This is all run by Satan. And if you understand Satan's personality, you can make predictions like I do and see virtually all of them come true by simply doing a psychiatric autopsy on the devil and understanding how he thinks and his attitudes and his personal beliefs. Euthanasia is one of his personal beliefs, and that's what his ultimate goal is. Euthanasia, but right now he'll settle for physician-assisted suicide. But let me back up a bit and let me go back 15 years. Okay, now let me come up forward 15 years. Canada implemented and has expanded physician-assisted suicide, and they now include euthanasia. Okay? This has been going on for years, all right? 4 years. And in 2016, they call it MAID, Medical Assistance in Dying. It was Bill C-14, where you were legally allowed to terminate people who have terminal illnesses or disabilities by healthcare professionals. Not citizens, but healthcare professionals. That's what the law says now. In the following year, check this out, in 2017, a report came out about this new law in Canada. And they were hailing the benefits of it. What benefits was that, did you say? Well, thanks for asking. Here's the report. Quote, medical assistance in dying, MAID, could reduce annual health care spending across Canada between $35 and $139 million annually. Healthcare costs increase substantially among patients nearing the end of life. No kidding. This accounts for a disproportionate amount of healthcare spending on the elderly. For example, in Manitoba, Canada, more than 20% of all healthcare costs were attributed to patients with less than 6 months to live, despite representing only 1% of the population. Okay, now you get it, right? You see it clearly here. Euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide are simply accounting procedures. All they're doing is killing off people that they perceive are useless and worthless in our society and saving hundreds of millions of dollars. It's that simple. When you went to New Jersey and Michigan and New York during the pandemic, they were deliberately putting COVID patients back into nursing care facilities. Well, that's odd. You put somebody in a nursing care facility with a communicable disease? Let me think about that for a second. Is that stupidity, or were you deliberately doing that? Was that ignorance? Or did you actually do that planned out? Really? Is that really true? 12,000 elderly men and women died in New York alone from that, not including the ones in Michigan and New Jersey. Can you believe that? Illinois had it too. You put somebody with COVID back in an enclosed healthcare rest home facility, and you can't understand why everybody's catching COVID and dying. Really? That escaped you, did it? No, it didn't escape anybody. They did it deliberately because those states do not have the proper laws to execute people the way they want to. So they had to do it that way. But in Canada, you don't need to do it that way. No, not at all. Check this out. In 2016, the number of Canadians killed by medical-assisted suicide was a little over 1,000 people. But by 2020, it was over 7,600 people. And you can see all the millions and millions of dollars that the Canadians' healthcare system, they have universal health care there, and it's terrible. You can see how much money they saved, correct? I mean, millions and millions of dollars. Now check this out. Are you sitting down? I hope you are, because you're in your car. In 2021, Trudeau, and this guy is massively demon-possessed. This guy's enormously sick. Trudeau passed an amendment to that bill, Bill C-7, to expand the list of people who could be killed by the healthcare system. Listen to this. Quote, essentially, the bill added Canadians with any disabilities, any diseases, and as of March of 2024, they included anyone who's mentally ill. That means if the person has a terminal medical condition or psychiatric condition, they can be put to sleep like you did your dog or your cat when they got too old, they couldn't see anymore, and they couldn't walk straight. Remember that? That was a painful day when you had to do that. It was like losing a child. I get it. But euthanasia is when you mercifully put somebody down. For example, a horse that broke its leg has to be put down. They can't recover. Now they are putting humans down in Canada, and it includes the mentally ill. Okay? Guess what's going to happen next? Exactly what I was talking about in 2015. Canada was considering euthanasia or physician-assisted suicide 15 years ago. Years ago they were considering it. I did a radio program on it. Then they implemented it. Now they've re-implemented it. They've expanded it. And the point of the radio show 15 years ago was that once Canada initiates this, guess who's going to do it next? Anybody know? Just think about it America. Welcome to America. Welcome to Satan's world. He's invented another way to kill people. Okay, we got 10 or 11 states already on board with physician-assisted suicide. Okay, look for the other 40 to come on very shortly.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.